So your person broke up with you and now you're feeling lonely and really like your whole future is at stake because everything that you had together, whether it was a pet, whether it was a house or even family relations or even mutual friends, and even the places that you go to together, all of this stuff is at stake and you feel in limbo because you don't know how much of this is gonna stay around now that you split with your person. And not to mention, when you go to bed at night, you're sleeping by yourself if you lived together in the past. And it's almost like everything you do is characterized by this sort of like melancholy undertone. It's like there's nothing that you can do throughout the day that isn't somehow touched by depression. If you're anything like me, after my ex broke up with me, you're probably not really wanting to go out. Like, I didn't want to go to the gym. I didn't want to hang out with my friends. For 2 months straight, I pretty much was just depressed, like not leaving the house. And so I'm willing to bet that you're running a lot of things through your mind, like things that your ex said, things that could have been done differently. It's like, where did this go wrong? How could you have salvaged this? It's almost like when somebody dies and you feel responsibility in part, like, oh, maybe if I just got to them sooner, or had I not tell them to meet me at XYZ spot if they, were in a car accident. Like, you start running through your head, like, what could you have done differently to affect this outcome? And if your ex said something to you, for example, like, hey, I'm done. We're never getting back together. I don't love you anymore. They gave you some kind of statement of finality that makes you feel like you're just done, like forever. I give you just a little bit of hope. I don't want to give you false hope because I don't know what happens with every couple, right? Sometimes people are done forever. And a lot of times it's because, they don't know what to do to get back together. Okay. And these are some of the things I teach. But I can't promise your ex is going to come back. But I want to tell you this. When your ex says, I never want to see you again, I hate you, I'm done forever, I'm not attracted to you anymore, I love you, but I'm not in love with you, whatever the things that they said to cut you off, I want you to understand that anything that they said is an expression of how they felt in that moment. Just because your ex said something to you that felt really final in that moment, that doesn't mean that in a different moment that they're not going to feel a different way. And so by doing the right things, living your best life, going into no contact, and listening to all the advice that I say in my videos, you're going to have a much better chance of them feeling different later, provided you do the right thing. So I don't want to give you false hope, but understand that it's human nature for them to react to these things, and your situation is not hopeless. Make sure that you're following me for more dating advice and relationship advice.